Hello everyone. The video title is probably quite appropriate. We don't really, well, we know we're in the Tibetan region of Shangri-La, China. We don't know where we are at the moment, other than we're on a big ugly road walking. I should wait until at least one or two people come in probably before I talk. So yeah, let me give me a couple of minutes. I haven't got my glasses. I'm not going to be able to read the comments. Let's just get off the road. So the title Lost in China is quite appropriate because we're not sure exactly where we are. We came walking. We've been probably about an hour or so. We're maybe 5 kilometers outside of Shangri-La. It's really beautiful out here, except for now we're on a tarmac road and we're lost. And we just saw some flatlands. They're probably way too far to walk ahead of us. And I said to Michelle, well, let's go live. At least that way, if you never see us again, if we never find our way back, you know where to send the search parties. So this is gorgeous out here. This is basically what we understand is a Tibetan region of China. The people here describe themselves as Tibetan, and there are a few other different races of sort of indigenous people in the area. What are the names, Michelle? Do you remember?
There's Yi,
Yi,
Bai, and
the Bai people,
Nashi,
Nashi.
and there's another one, I can't remember.
Look above us, the mountains. Try not to get run over. We thought if we headed to this mountain that we might find a nice trek, and I started filming to make a YouTube video to edit at another date, and then I thought, oh well, let's just go live and say hello. I'll show you ahead of us. I'll turn the camera around for a moment. Who's in? Let's see if there's any comments in. Anyone in? How many people are in, Michelle?
6.
6 people.
And 1 thumbs up.
So we're all good. Nothing's in peril really. Just that we're probably. I mean, this down here, you can't really see it because of all these industrial-looking buildings. But way over here is this town of Shangri-La, surrounded by these mountains. Is that snow on the mountains in the far background?
I don't think it is, because I thought that. I think it's
just stone.
It's just stone, like with the sun on it.
And we saw a big flatland area ahead of us. I mean, to be honest, it's probably 10 kilometers.
At least.
Hi, Anjali. You were saying, Anjali, you know, we're not far from India, being in Tibet, but this area is actually still well entrenched into China. But the people here are historically Tibetan people. They have all the Tibetan cultures that you would expect to see in Tibet itself, and they identify themselves as Tibetan. You'll see on the roofs of the houses all the Tibetan prayer flags. You might not be able to see them. I'm finding it strange that all the houses on this end of the town, when you get away from the old city, which is beautiful by the way, have got these sort of glass houses on top of them. Oh, hey Dwayne, how are you? I'll turn the camera back to us for a moment. Double tap. We are YouTube after all. So we're just walking. I don't know how we're going to get back to the town other than retracing our steps. I won't answer the comments just at the moment. I'll stop and turn the camera around and see if I can squint at them in a minute. We're at 3,200, I think, meters above sea level. when you think about that, that's almost as high as Lhasa, which is, we've always considered Lhasa to be like, when people go to Lhasa, they need oxygen to breathe quite often if they go straight there from any of the low-lying areas. And when I arrived here, even my breath is a bit short. When I arrived here, we noticed a lot of the Chinese tourists in the town were using oxygen tanks. But because Michelle and I have come up from city to city and spent, you know, a few days in each city acclimatizing with the height, I'll probably get in trouble here. There's a police college or something. So we've got used to the climate. I think we're at sort of 1,500 meters, 2,000 meters, and now here. And I think 3,200, did I say?
Yeah, I think so.
3,200 meters, and I think Lhasa itself is only about 3,600 or 700 or 800 meters. So if we were to go up to some of these mountains around us, we would probably be at that sort of altitude, at oxygen tank needing altitude. There's a bit of traffic coming on. Let's just step in a moment.
There's a path there, but then it goes off.
We're going to cross over. We might as well go on it though. There are some sort of treks going up into the mountains here. Some path. I don't think this is much of a path,
No,
Michelle.
it ends at the end there.
Just ends.
Back onto the road.
I will get to your comments. It is pretty high altitude. Hi Maddie. Hi Sally. Hi Dallas. I've got to wait for all this I think we're going to go back on the road, Michelle. This may be the most rubbish live stream you ever see, because we don't know where we are or what we're going to see. Well, I do. Here's a signpost. You say that. Oh, there's another truck coming. We're on East Nella One Way. East Nehoahon Road. Oh God.
5,000 meters though, so I think that must be the road.
Now, where do you think, Michelle, would be that flat land?
I reckon down, because I reckon this one goes up and over. You reckon?
Have a look at what we're confronted with.
We go down and
We've got a big sweeping crossroads. Let's see where that truck goes, whether it goes to the right or whether it goes, if it goes into the right, we can follow it. If it goes up to the left,
yeah. See, I
that's
think we're going that way.
okay.
Might be a bit more interesting. They might not get to the flatlands.
This looks like a big police headquarters.
Yeah.
So I'll probably get thrown into prison again. I'm sorry we're not putting up, regular videos. I have uploaded one which I might try and upload this weekend, but we're just having trouble with the internet. And I think what we'll do is we're concentrating on getting some. Look down there. That's a Citroen garage, isn't it?
Looks like
Does
it.
that say Citroen?
Looks like it to me.
Where are we? In Tibet, China?
I've seen one Citroen car, that's all.
I've seen one as well.
Yeah.
So now we're on Fengshan Road, 200 meters, whatever that means. 2,000 meters.
I think that's the length of the road now. Well, maybe.
I was really hoping to get out and see some sort of wild farmland, but I know it's out here somewhere, and there are beautiful yaks. There's a lot of the Tibetan culture here, so they have the yak milk. I'm going to get the other side of the road, rather have the oncoming traffic towards us. So some beautiful yaks and big Tibetan mountain dogs. But at the moment, it's all pretty plain Jane. So feel free to doodle off and do things if you want.
Have been filming, haven't we?
We've done lots of filming. We've got so much filming to do. I almost do not relish sitting in front of those hard drives and going through the thousands of clips that we have from all over China. Because my computer, let me just turn that round again. It's not much to see there. My laptop broke in Japan, and Michelle and I have been sharing a laptop ever since because I can't get it fixed.
My laptop's not that powerful, is it?
No.
It does it, but not very well.
So everything you've seen for quite some time now has been done on a tiny little MacBook Air. There are some of the videos I've done are so big, file size, that I can't handle them on the little MacBook Air. So they're going to have to wait. I'm sure you won't mind. When we eventually get stopped somewhere, we'll get on. But in the meantime, I thought let's do some live streams, show you where we are. Any cars behind me? Use my wing mirror. Your camera, your view that you're seeing now is my wing mirror. Let's have a little read of the comments, Michelle, if we can. There's a little tractor coming up here. Look at this old school tractor.
So Jelly Duck says it's been a while. Good to see you.
Jelly Duck, always good to see you, mate.
So Alex says, I'll finally catch you live.
Hi, Alex. Oh, there goes the little tractor.
Dwayne says the larger vehicles do not seem to affect the integrity of the road.
Now these roads are pretty solid, I think, but they're mountain trucks.
The road looks well maintained.
They are fairly well, yeah. I wouldn't say they're well. Eric, how are you?
How is the air there?
Good to see you, Eric.
Yeah, it's good. Just a bit thin.
The air's a bit thin. I'm probably feeling it more than you, Michelle, am I?
Maybe.
Whoops. 1, 2. 2 presses.
You're getting there, you're landing. We're heading to the Citroen garage.
How about down there?
Yeah, I wondered, does that go up that?
Hello. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
So we can either go down there. Let's go down to the Citroen garage.
Okay.
All my French friends will love to see. Oh, and look,
That was the police lady you said hello to.
there's a Citroen.
Oh, Citroen. Yeah, yeah.
Citroën. Bonjour. Ça va? Ça va bien. We are now in France. We've stepped out of Tibet. There's a little gateway between Tibet and France. Oh, China. We're in China. We are in Tibet, I think.
Yes, but it's not classed as Tibet.
I was as surprised as you might be to realise I was suddenly in Tibet. Hence, I put a little photograph up of the Tibetan, all the restaurants in the town, which is a beautiful town. I'll do a live stream. We'll be able to do one tomorrow.
Possibly.
I might try and do a live stream from the old town to show you just how pretty it is. And
We had a nice meal last night with yak meat, didn't we?
we had a yak meat dumplings that were delicious. We had yak meat fried sort of with vegetables, and
between two bits of bread, like bread filled with yak meat.
Yeah, and we also had a beautiful Tibetan. Anyone who knows Tibetan food at all will know it's a sweet rice dish with a small black root. I think it's called dorma, D-O-R-M-A or D-U-R-M-A. So it's a sweet black root, and
traditional food for their New Year. Apparently, when you go around house to house, they not with the rice, but they make it into like I think she said like a drink.
Right.
It's very, very rich. And she said, the girl we were talking to said, you keep visiting different houses and they keep giving it to you, but it's so rich you can only manage 1 cup.
It was so filling. Yesterday, I think I put on another kilo. I struggled out of that restaurant. It was a very sort of almost like a mango sticky rice made with the sweet yak's butter, sugar, and these, I think it's dorma, or durma. I'm not sure. I haven't got my notes with me.
It's a texture of a bean, wasn't it? Sort of.
Yeah, but it's a small root.
It's a root.
Really delicious. That is very traditional. You'll find that all throughout Tibetan culture. They'll make this rice dish. It's sweet. It's a dessert. We are coming up to the Citroen garage. Let me have a quick look at the comments.
How does the Chinese food compare to Australia? So Keith.
Well, the Chinese food here is so much better than the Chinese food that we would have in Australia, for example. If you were to compare that, it's really very good. As I said to you now, we've had a completely different experience here with the yak meat, which is delicious. It really is a little similar to beef. Any other comments there, Michelle, that I need to address?
Missed that one. Dwayne says it looks nice so far, and I wonder what the food's like. Got these, then there's the last one.
The last one?
It says, I've been on the Avenue de Champs-Élysées.
That's where we are.
It's gone, I can't read it.
Just touch the screen, just tap it. Well, okay.
And I was completely alone, only one family shop was open.
I think the rain's coming, Michelle.
But it's not any clouds though, it's blue sky. It's quite blue, so it's a certain cloud.
So we're at the Shangri-La Citroen dealership. So I can pop in and check if our car's fixed.
It'd be nice if we had a car here.
Don't take me seriously, we haven't got a car. I would love it. I wish we could. I wish things when you travel were simple enough just to go and hire or buy a car. The rain's coming down, Michelle. Luckily the phone is waterproof, so I'm not too worried about that.
The sky is very blue, I can see, so all right.
The skies above us are a patch of sort of blue. Oh, it's not getting any prettier though, is it? Okay, take a look at what we can see now. Love those old tractors. So we won't, we'll just poodle and chat with you. So that was nice, wasn't it? That rice dish was lovely.
Yes, that was good.
A friend we've met here from Germany, a guy that we've met and befriended, Maddie. Hello Maddie, if you ever get a chance to see this. He recommended the restaurant.
Whatever that is.
Oh no,
We're in China. Should we cross over? Maybe there might be shops and things on that side of it, really?
Can I get a swig of water? I'm talking too much and I'm getting dry. So the altitude, as I've said before, 3,200 feet. The air's pretty thin. What is that? It's over 10,000 feet. Much higher than Mexico City, where I found in Mexico, we really found the air very thin. And across, hey, we'll do the Beatles crossing. Michelle, my belle. Okay. There's what we see. The world's slowest car. I'm looking at this, you guys can't see it, look. The signs here are all in English and Chinese, which is kind of nice. So that's the Yunjiao Digital Graphics Company. But unfortunately, we're still on a big road. I was really hoping we could get off of these big roads. Oh, Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles. We're in Germany. We got the Volkswagen. So we have a Volkswagen Beetle parked outside of this. Look at this. Look at this, everyone. Yak's tails. Look at this thing here. So we've got these yak tail brushes here, for want of another word. This is hello, ni hao. Oh, look inside. So this is hello, ni hao. This is a yak restaurant. So a Tibetan yak meat specialist. But look at this place here. There's all the cured yak meat. Just like your prosciutto hams, your Parma hams, all hanging up and cured. And then these big tail brushes, look, they've got big wood. Well, this one actually has got a bone handle. And this one has got a wooden handle. Yeah, see the shape there? Michelle's there.
That one's ready for crafts.
How cool. This is a proper little Tibetan restaurant. Whoops. And just in here, little private rooms. Bye-bye. Thank you. Tang's Halal Yak Restaurant. There is quite a lot of halal restaurants in the area, so there's obviously quite a big Muslim community here, and we can't. I don't think we'll be able to show that, Michelle. But at the end of this road that we were on just now, we were on that road. There's a big golden elephant. I don't know. Can I zoom with this thing? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hang on. Look. I can zoom. So you see that? It's going to be very blurry, but there's a big golden elephant and then the mountains above it. Turn this round.
Sure you're not zoomed.
I don't think I'm zoomed.
Okay.
Comments. I see some
I think
comments.
Doreen was saying about the electric scooters. You can get electric scooters, so 30 cents per minute to use, and then they can be left anywhere.
Here you can, yeah. Not scooters so much, but like little electric bikes, yeah.
And the French national anthem is the opening part, so all you need to...
All you need to...
All you need is love.
Yeah. All you need is love. Yeah.
Volkswagen, Honda.
The Chuechen washing shop. Hello.
Hello.
Ni hao. Good.
There's all the different brands. Look, and there's some in there I don't know.
Okay. I set out to get to the mountains today and show you yak. At least I've shown you yak meat and a yak tail. Well, I actually didn't set out to show you anything. Michelle and I were just going for a walk. With no intention of live streaming. But you know, I wouldn't sit under that wall like that. See that wall? How it's leaning, a big crack. There's a big crack down the wall, and the girl sat underneath eating a pot noodle. How? I can only say about 4 or 5 words in Mandarin. So don't start congratulating me on my word skills, because if they answer me with any length, completely lost. Okay, so we're in car wash district. Everybody's washing cars in this area. That rain didn't last long, did it? Another halal. To me it looks like halal again. Yak meat shop. But the bits of meat hanging up there under the curtain. I think these are gizzards. Their intestines sort of been cured. And then there's a skull here, and another busy restaurant selling yak meat. Hello. I always remember years ago, I walked into a bar in, it's not a joke by the way, walks into a bar. Man walks into a bar. In London, many years ago. This is, and it was a real. It wasn't anywhere particularly touristic. It was just in a back street to London, and I walked into a bar, and it was obviously a real local bar, like completely. There were a couple of blokes in there called Dave, spitting sawdust on the floor, and I walked in, and they were chattering with the barmaid, and I walked in, and it was silent, complete silent, as if, what on earth is this outsider doing walking into our bar? Have you ever done that, anyone? And I felt very uncomfortable, and I sort of backstepped out of the bar, and it stayed with me, that thought. But anyway, that brought it back to me walking into that restaurant there. Everyone's looking at you like, what on earth are you doing in here? We've got a long walk today, Michelle. I think we'll be getting the old phone congratulations. Sure. A little shake in the pocket, and the phone saying, oh, well done, you've walked 30,000 steps. Let's have a look at turn the camera. Any new comments there?
No, nobody's commenting. Well, somebody says, is this Lhasa? Alex said that. No.
No, Alex, it's not Lhasa, but it's not that far from Lhasa. Although the problem is that here in this part of China, if you want to go up to Lhasa, you need special permits, and on this trip we can't be bothered. It just looks like a lot of hard work, and we've got to remember, Michelle, that although we've walked probably for a couple of hours now, we've got to walk back.
I know. I've always got my phone. Think somebody will give me a lift.
I think somebody might do. We might find a way back, an easier way back if we can. Don't pull that down. I think the flatlands are through there. Stay with us just a minute longer if, well, you know, the time. You shouldn't really live stream unless you're somewhere really beautiful, and we're in sort of an industrial, look at this.
It's empty.
Dirty old industrial part of town. I'm sort of gasping for breath a little bit because the air is so thin. Might have a little tipple of water.
We'll get round this corner. I think we might take round the corner.
We think it's just, you know, I don't know if when you were younger you used to climb mountains, and you'd always think on the brow of the next hill was going to be the summit, and you get to the brow of the next hill and there was another hill ahead of you, and so on and so on, and you just, everywhere you walked, well, that's what this feels like. This road ahead of us, it sort of goes around in a gentle bend to the right, not ever quite giving you an indication as to whether it's going to finish and open up onto a beautiful big open expanse, or whether it's going to go on for another hour. If you're as dogmatic as we are, you'll stay with us. We'll see what's around this corner. We walked. These were the mountains that we saw in the background from the old town, and we walked towards them thinking it would be very beautiful, and it was, but there's nothing there. So, oh, what's the picture like? I never asked. We've got this, we're on a VPN. I think I'm connected through Singapore, or possibly, no, I think I'm connected through Wembley in England. So that slows down the connection a lot. So what is the picture like? Just let me know. The last one I looked back at, the last live stream, I know a lot of people enjoyed it, but I was a bit disappointed with the picture again. For me, it was just grainier than I'd hoped.
I saw the 2.3 Ks. I thought, oh, we've got a brown side, must be scenic. It's the service station for driving tourists.
So we're 2.5 kilometres from a service station, which makes me think we're probably on a motorway. Ahead.
We're going towards Moonlight City Mall, apparently.
That could be this place. I do love this sort of geometric design they have on the buildings here. On the old city, inside the old city of Shangri-La, it's all timber and beautiful. The buildings are gorgeous. But if you get outside the old city, as Michelle and I like to do, it goes to this sort of burnt sienna and white geometric design. And not on most buildings, all the buildings. Every building has that same design. It looks quite nice. Right, one more bend, Michelle.
Get some traffic lights, maybe there'll be a road.
We'll just get past this building here, and if there is nothing else, we're going to have to start walking back. Otherwise, it's going to be. Look how green that grass is. It's so lush up here. This is like live streaming with Steve and Michelle on the Hume Highway or something. It's just like horrible road. Hopefully we can entertain you with our chitter chatter. There's another halal restaurant here, but this one looks like it might have a view. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 yak skulls.
Go up there, 'cause we can't get
I'm going to go up these steps and just look out. It's going to be gorgeous. Hold your breath. Round this corner, it's just amazing. We'll never have seen anything quite so beautiful in our lives. I don't know that for sure, but let's have a look. Oh. Oh dear. That's where we were heading to, Michelle.
miles away.
Look, let me zoom in. We were hoping we were going to get to those plains at the bottom of the mountain, but I reckon it's still a day's walk. Sorry everyone, I misjudged the distance. I thought if we live stream now, we can probably get to the bottom of these mountains over here, and it's going to get beautiful. But all we've got to is a building site.
Building a road, maybe?
And I don't think there's much point in walking, because I can see behind this building there's more construction, more work, and it's a long way. We're not going to get there. Know when you're beaten. Know when you're beaten, everyone. Look, I know a lot of you around the world will see this video later on, so what I'm going to do is, from this ugly old road that we've ended up on, Michelle and I are going to share the love to you guys. We will see you for some fun. I filmed lots of stuff. Look, be patient with us. We'll do some more live streaming. We will see you again very shortly. So from outside, some dead yak skulls.
I'm watching you in the window.
Let's go and say hello to these guys. How's the food? Good. Let's go in. Let's go in. Look at this. Oh, you finished.
Hello.
Finished. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Hey. Good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, from us here in Shangri-La. Take care. Say goodbye, Michelle.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.